Yet if the latter should be destroyed in any country, I do not believe nearly so many species of animals would perish as under similar circumstances would happen with the kelp. Amidst the leaves of this plant, numerous species of fish live, which nowhere else would find food or shelter. With their destruction, the many cormorants, divers, and other fishing birds, the otters, seals, and porpoises, would soon perish also. And lastly, the Fuegoan savage, the miserable lord of this miserable land, would redouble his cannibal feast, decrease in numbers, and perhaps cease to exist. June 8th. We weighed anchor early in the morning and left Port Famine. Excuse me. Captain Fitzroy determined to leave the Strait of Magellan by the Magdalen Channel, which had not long been discovered. Our course lay due south down that gloomy passage which I had before alluded to as appearing to lead to another and worse world. The wind was fair, but the atmosphere was very thick, so that we missed much curious scenery. The dark, ragged clouds were rapidly driven over the mountains from their summits nearly to their bases. The glimpses which we caught through the dusky mass were highly interesting. Jagged points, cones of snow, blue glaciers, strong outlines marked on a lurid sky were seen at different distances and heights. In the midst of such scenery, we anchored at Cape Turn, close to the Mount Sarmiento, which is then hidden in the clouds. At the base of the lofty and almost perpendicular sides of our little cove, there was one deserted wigwam, and it alone reminded us that man sometimes wandered in these desolate regions, but it would be difficult to imagine a scene where he seemed to have less claims or less authority. The inanimate works of nature, rock, ice, snow, wind, water, all warring with each other, yet combined against man, here reigned in absolute sovereignty. June 9th. In the morning we were delighted by seeing the veil of mist gradually rise from Sarmiento and display it to our view. This mountain, which is one of the highest in Tierra del Fuego, has an elevation of 6,800 feet. Its base, for about an eighth of its total height, is clothed by dusky woods. And above this is a field of snow extends to the summit. These vast piles of snow, which never melt and seem destined to last as long as the world holds together, present a noble and even sublime spectacle. The outline of the mountain was admirably clear and defined, owing to the abundance of light reflected from the white and glittering surface. No shadows are cast on any part, and those lines which intersect the sky alone to be distinguished, hence the mass stood out in the boldest relief. Several glaciers descending in a winding course from the snow to the sea coast, they may be likened to great frozen Niagaras, and perhaps these cataracts of blue ice are to the full as beautiful as the moving ones of water. By night we reached the western part of the channel, but the water was so deep that no anchorage could be found. We were in consequence obliged to stand off and on in this narrow arm of the sea during a pitch dark night of 14 hours long. June 10th. In the morning we made the best of our way into the open Pacific. The western coast generally consists of low, rounded, quite barren hills of granite and greenstone. Sir John Narborough called one part of the South Desolation, because it's so desolate a land to behold, and well indeed might he say so. Outside the main islands there are numberless scattered rocks, on which the long swell of the open ocean incessantly rages. We passed out between the east and the west furies, and a little further northward there are so many breakers that the sea is called the Milky Way. One sight of such a coast is enough to make a landsman dream for a week about a shipwreck, peril, and death. And with this sight, we bade farewell forever to Tierra del Fuego. The end. Thank you for letting me read to you. Hope you have a great day.